I'm very annoyed. I'm live again. Gonna try and continue on. I don't know why. My laptop just totally shut down. Black screen. Had to reboot it. Took forever for it to come back up. So here I am, live again. Let me text both Christopher and Bryce, who are messaging me, and let them know that I have a new live. Oh, Bryce already knows. Maybe Christopher already knows too. Started a new one. Alright, sent to Christopher. Alright, so in part one that then shut off, I already started doing a summary of Marnie's case. So I'm not going to continue that on this one. We had a court today. All of us attend by Zoom, and the sound is so bad that it is hard for any of us. Hey, Mary. It's hard for any of us from Marnie's team to really even understand what is happening. And so we have to wait for Marnie's attorney to then, like, because he's there in person, so for him to summarize what happened. And so when he sent us all an email today, he also sent us um, the um, the legal filing. So, and I have the okay that I can read this filing. So no different than what we do in Stephen Avery's case all the time is read the filing. So this is in the Circuit Court of the 19th Judicial Circuit in Lake County, Illinois. People of the state of Illinois is the plaintiff versus Marni Yang defendant. Motion to strike and dismiss sections of the state's motion to dismiss Marni Yang's post-conviction petition alleging actual innocence. So the circle we've been going around for months and months on Marnie's case is no, remember, you can never get your case back into court unless you have new evidence. And so there's plenty of evidence in Marnie's case that shows that she's innocent. And so they're trying to get an evidentiary hearing to present this new evidence and then be able to go to a new trial. Because based on this new evidence, Marnie should be at home. And so that's been the fight between Marnie's attorney and the state's attorney. But let me read what's in here. Oh, and let me say too, there are several different pieces, and the state doesn't want some of them. They're okay with some of what Marnie's team has going to a hearing, but they want some of it dismissed. So that's what the constant arguing has been for months and months. We'll get a hearing, and they still haven't agreed to it. I'm not understanding, because remember, I'm not the one who pretends to be a pretend lawyer, and I get so confused by our legal system, and it's also stupid to me. I don't understand why the judge can't just say, "Look, I say that this is okay." I'm not understanding why it's now that Marnie's attorney and the assistant state's attorney has to agree on things. I'm totally lost here. All right, let me go back to reading it. Marni Yang, the defendant, by her attorney, Jed Stone, requests this court to strike portions of the state's motion to dismiss Ms. Yang's post-conviction petition and amended post-conviction petition at stage 2. The state has agreed at least 4 claims advanced by Ms. Yang are appropriate for a stage 3 evidentiary hearing under blah, 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 whatever the statute is. However, the state has stalled and refused to enter into an agreed order to advance the claims, which the state concedes should advance to a stage 3 hearing. Because of the state's delaying and refusal to enter into an agreed order, and because the state has failed to file an answer to the claims which the state concedes should advance, Ms. Yang requests this honorable court strike portions of the state's motions seeking dismissal of the agreed upon claims. Ms. Yang addresses this court as follows. 1. Marni Yang has filed a post-conviction petition alleging her actual innocence, which has advanced to stage 2 proceedings. 2. The state has filed a motion to dismiss the initial and amended petitions, despite agreeing at least 4 claims should advance to a stage 3 evidentiary hearing. The state has also failed to file an answer on claims which it has agreed should advance to an evidentiary hearing. 3. The state and Ms. Yang arrived at agreement on 4 issues contained in Ms. Yang's post-conviction petition over the course of discovery, amending her petition and discussing the legal and factual issues in this matter. 4. The state's final response pleading, filed on January 30, 2023, the state asserted in paragraph 1, quote, "The people agree with the defendant's characterization in paragraph 5 of the defendant's second amended petition of the claims the people believe would be more appropriately disposed of after an evidentiary hearing," unquote. 5. The claims in paragraph 5 of the second amended petition include 1. DNA on shell casings, 2. The lack of DNA on the bracelet, 3. Claims involving Jesse Delgado, and 4. Claims involving Stephen Wade. I'll go back to that and explain that to you if I don't get shut up. The state's 6. The state's agreement is found in their January 30, 2023 pleading under Section 1 entitled Claims Appropriate for Evidentiary Hearing. 7. The state's concession resulted from discussions between the state and Ms. Yang's defense. Allowing certain claims to advance to a stage 3 hearing was a bargain for agreement between the parties. 8. Because there was an oral agreement between the parties and a written concession by the state to advance the above-mentioned issues to a stage 3 hearing, defense counsel sought an agreed order memorializing the parties' agreement. 9. Despite the state's professed agreement to enter an agreed order, the state relented to do so. 10. Ms. Yang has repeatedly asked the state to either answer or enter an agreed order to clear any ambiguity in advancing the 4 above identified claims to stage 3. But the state has not filed an answer to the agreed upon claims, entered into an agreed order, or otherwise responded. 11. Because of the state's inaction, Ms. Yang is left to move to strike and dismiss sections of the state's motion to dismiss that concern claims involving DNA on shell casings, claims regarding the lack of DNA on the bracelet, claims involving Jesse Delgado, and claims involving Stephen Wade. Ms. Yang further seeks an order from the court directing the state to answer these identified claims. 13. The remaining claims shall be argued in a stage 2 hearing, the date of which shall be set by this court. Wherefore, Marni Yang prays that the court strike and dismiss the above identified sections of the state's motion to dismiss and allow such claims to advance to stage 3 and order the state to file an answer regarding the agreed upon claims. All right, and let me go back 1 second here. Okay, now I need to go back here. All right, let me go back to what are the 4 things so I can tell you what those are. Where is it? Sorry. There. Okay. DNA on shell casings. So the casings that were found in Ronnie Ryder's apartment has DNA on them that is not Marni Yang and has not been tested to figure out whose DNA it was. And this gun that was used in this crime kept misfiring. So there are live rounds and casings that are on the ground. Somebody had to put these in the gun, and then also you're having to clear it when it misfires. So you would think the killer's DNA would be on there. And when tested, when it's determined it's not Marnie's, state's not going to look any further. So that's DNA on the shell casing. Claims regarding the lack of DNA on the bracelet. They're claiming that Marnie wanted to take like a memento from the victim's condo, and that it's this really ugly bracelet, this gold and pearl medic alert bracelet that everybody who knows Ronnie Ryder says they've never seen this bracelet, nor would she ever wear something like that. Um, and the way this murder happened, I mean, it was very fast. The person, fired all these shots and was gone. But they're now claiming that Marnie then went in and grabbed this bracelet to take for whatever reason, don't know, and that but she takes the bracelet, but then she gets rid of it in some open lot, like burying it in the ground or whatever. And when it is found a year later that it has been out in Chicagoland weather all this time, um, it's it's just, and there's no Marnie Yang DNA on that bracelet. Uh, Jesse Delgado was a friend of Marnie's son, and he Marnie had a gun that she inherited when an uncle died. And since there were records that Marnie had this gun, this is then what they tried to say was the murder weapon. But this boy had been at the house and had stolen that gun months before this crime had even happened. He stole the gun. He stole Marnie's a diver, a scuba diver. He stole a underwater camera. He stole, I don't know what game system, like a PlayStation or whatever. He stole a game system, all this stuff. And when police went to him at some point for questioning, because they're reaching out to anybody who knows Andrew, he thought he's busted that he had stolen this stuff from Marnie's house. That's what he thought they were there for. And so he instantly, knows he's caught and starts talking about that he stole this stuff from the house to sell for whatever. And they told him, nope, 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 we don't care about that. We're not here to talk about that. They don't want to hear that stuff. So there is an affidavit from this boy, young man, saying that he stole that gun. So Marnie, so this gun they're claiming that Marnie had that she committed this crime with, she never even had it. It's gone. So that's Jesse Delgado. And Stephen Wade was at the barber shop that Sean Gale, who I believe had Ronnie Ryder killed. He was at a barber shop that morning as his alibi, and Stephen Wade was at the barber shop and heard some things. So we've got an affidavit from him. So these are the four things that have been submitted, and there's some other things too, but these are the four things that I believe I can talk about, that are showing that Marnie's innocent. But the big thing, I've talked about it with you guys a million times, but I go by the science. And Ronnie Ryder was shot here, okay, and it was in a downward trajectory that also then came out her arm in a, in this downward motion. And Ronnie Ryder was 5'9". Marni Yang is not even 5 feet tall. And I have a picture, and since I'm not upstairs, I can't now pull it up. I have a picture of when I had visited Marni Yang, and then I also have another picture from a time when I was with Marnie's daughter, Emily, who I believe is an inch taller than Marnie, and I'm only 5'7". The victim was 5'9". So you can see the height difference between Marnie and I, period. And then in the picture with Emily, I had Emily just hold her hands like this to my chest. There's no way that either one of those women could shoot me here going down, let alone somebody 2 inches taller than me. That's all I need to know. Science. That's factual. Period. Marnie is innocent. So just trying to get this new evidence in. Let me see, because I took notes while I was listening to the hearing today on Zoom, um, to see. So there were a couple of dates that were thrown out there. I don't know for sure. I don't know for sure what is happening. For the next hearing that's happening in Marnie's case, they had talked about September 26th at 1:30 p.m. And then also something was said about October 5th. I don't know. And then another thing that was said is, by Jed Stone, Marnie's attorney, that they want Marnie to be in court. So they'll need to bring Marnie up from Logan Correctional for her to actually be in court, which I always think every hearing, these people should be able to be there. And if not, if you don't take them there, then they should at least be able to be on Zoom as well. This is their lives that are being discussed. I don't care. So like this thing today, it only took 15 minutes because it's, as I keep saying, it's being kicked down the road. Oh, now we have another date that they've been arguing about these same things for months and months and months. And the judge is just like doing nothing. But I don't understand how this all happened. Totally lost on it. So, do we have a hearing next month? Is it not until October? I don't know. When I know for sure, I will let you all know on Justice with Jax. It's just it's so annoying. But I wanted to do some kind of update on it. I haven't done any update on Marnie's case in a while. I know I haven't done any lives on anything because now I have a full-time job. So I don't have the free time I once had. So I am going to visit Melissa Kaluzinski this Wednesday. Since I'm down here and it's such a wide screen here, that and that. Those were both drawn by Melissa. I have hanging up here that she mailed me. So I'm visiting Melissa on Wednesday morning. So, but every other night this week, I'm working during the day. I'm working at night. These are the things, when you work for a state representative, and I have to staff her at events. So my schedule is kind of crazy. Um, if you ever have any questions about Marnie Yang's case, she does have a website, freemarniyang.com, I believe. Um, oh, somebody just commented on I think on Facebook saying that they're not familiar with Marnie's case and they're watching 2020 right now. Let me just tell you, there's never been anything that I've ever seen online on Marnie's case that is factual. Everything leans to guilt, and they don't even have the correct like evidence. It really makes me question, somebody who does all this true crime stuff and wrongful convictions on how can I trust anything that I watch on what is real because of just how badly Marnie's case has been covered. So I'm sure people are going to watch, and this person included will watch that 2020 episode and then will come back at me and say she's guilty. But the stuff in there is not. They don't have the evidence, and people just go off of she confessed, and they want to say that she's like this spurned girlfriend or jealous girlfriend, and she could care less that Sean Gale was having a child with somebody. She was just occasionally having sex with him. It was a no strings kind of thing. Marnie also saw other people, you know, single people do what you want. So, and she had three children. She wasn't looking for any more kids.